seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. I'm full of water. I stay hot tub. Stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub. Rubber tub and hot tub. Rubber tub with me. Stuck in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Really made me sweat.
Yeah.
Stuck in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Really made me wet.
Yeah. Well. Welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Wildcats in the building. And the legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell is on his way.
I trust you had a nice weekend.
I got to spend about 3 hours with you.
Got
boy.
to thaw out a little
Better.
bit. Got to go outside. Got to go to the grand opening. That was so cool. Probably appreciate you inviting me to.
Had a great time. Local 115 and historical downtown Panama City. It was packed out. Oh, my God. I think they sold out about everything they had. They had a great grand opening. The local 115 on Harrison Avenue. Ice cold beer. Try the Tommy Oliver draft beer. It's pretty doggone good. Also, I like their gumbo. Place is packed out.
I could tell.
Yeah, it was good. It was
You
good.
wolfed it down. Pretty
Yeah, I
quick.
forgot all about it was Sunday. I just thought, I didn't even think about it. They had the games on, the NFL playoff games on down there. It had a really good crowd. So the kickoff's been really good. We can get them in the door. It's your job to keep them there.
There you go.
So I think they're going to do a good job.
I think they will too.
I saw a lot of local people in there.
It was really cool to see all the stuff on the walls from local football and local college and stuff like that.
Not even football, just local sports. They had.
in general,
it was
wrestling.
incredible. If you want to go, it's like a museum. It's like a Hall of Fame down there. If you want to go there and look at some really cool
Little
stuff.
time capsule.
Remember Kansas City, Bud Abel? I hadn't seen Bud forever. And he was worked in Arnold, and he played for the Kansas City Chiefs for a long time. Good picture of him down there. Moon, not Conrad, but Jared Moon playing when he was at FSU. He got his uniform on down there. Mosley's, Notre Dame. It was unbelievable, all the people down there. I saw Kramer down there. Who else? I think Bars were down there. A bunch of people. That guy, Jim and Judy, Don and Judy Vandergriff were down there. The legends of Bay County, the Vandergriff family. Yeah. I don't know if they have. A lot of talk is does Judy and Don have money like the other Vandergriffs up in at the Biltmore? I'm not sure. It's close.
That's rumor.
Yeah, it's close.
Rumored to be.
Yeah, they're related. I know that. But anyway.
But it was still a lot of fun. It's pretty cool. And of course, you could even go sit outside if you wanted to. They had tables
on the
outside,
sidewalk,
which are really nice.
Sunlight.
Unfortunately, Harrison Avenue, there in front of the theater and all those businesses up through there.
Golly,
they've got that all tore up. They just got done tearing that up to put in that turnabout.
Come on, guys, get it together. Let's go.
And then, they've got it tore up right up to the sidewalks.
Gotta get that thing straight quickly.
Yeah, because it's springtime here, and it's summertime, and it's tourist time, and you've got the highway all tore up.
And John Cannon was down there singing. What a great job he did. What about his Dixieland Delight and all those beautiful women at the bar going, roll, tide, roll.
That was unexpectedly cool.
Wildcat was like,
really
what song is this? What does this mean? I said, it's an Alabama song. They played Alabama games. Listen, you wait. If there's any Alabama fans, you'll know what I'm talking about. Sure enough, they got to it, roll, tide, roll. Then we started doing it, and Wildcat is now a big Bama fan. Thank you, Wildcat.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that. You think now maybe we can say can we say hello to someone now? You think maybe?
I don't know.
He's
fashionably.
Hey, he just does what he wants.
Fashionably late.
He's never late. The man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Chad Mitchell.
Y'all keep messing with me, and I'm going to impose some tariffs on both of you.
Hey, yes, sir. Whatever you want, sir. Yes, sir. We'll send the plane. I love Trump.
I'm just getting y'all straight this morning.
I'm going to start cutting up some pennies because that's about all I got. So you have half of every penny I got.
Hey, speaking of that, I love what Bay District School Superintendent McQueen's doing. We are not going to have snow day makeups. You know, we missed 2 or 3 days of school because of snow. Of all things, snow. Can you believe that?
It's awesome.
I've missed 2 trips to the mountain to go see the snow. It comes here, and Julie, bless her heart, cannot make it because she just.
I actually threw a snowball. I threw 3 snowballs in Panama City.
And you probably missed every time, right?
No,
was it knuckleball, curveball, slider? What did you throw?
All of the above.
All of the above. Was it at your wife?
No, it was at my niece.
Oh my God, same thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of your beautiful wife, have you guys been to an Auburn basketball game?
We're going not this weekend, but the next weekend.
I might go with you. I've got to show you the ticket prices to get in that Tennessee game. What a basketball game. That was incredible. We'll talk more about the Auburn-Tennessee game later, but what a game. It's not Tennessee Mike, is it?
Of course it is. He asked to do his Monday morning, how the heck you doing?
Well, hey, we can rub it in on him how Tennessee cannot beat Auburn at Auburn or anywhere, matter of fact. Let's bring him on, the one and oh, you got to get down to the local 115. You've got to go with me down there.
All right.
And you can pay.
You pay it.
No, I got stuck with a bill the other day.
Figures, right.
No, I didn't get stuck with it. I told him I'd take care of it.
Yeah. I told him I was going to the restroom. I snuck out.
No, and at the end he's going, I said, I'm going. He goes, you hadn't paid the check yet. And I already did when he was going to the restroom. He embarrassed me in front of everybody.
Way to go.
You've done it to me again. You've done it to me again.
Was that place not packed out or what?
Oh, it was neat. There's still room to boogie around, but
Kyle's going to come in here Friday. We'll have him here Friday, and we ask him, said, "What was the business? Give us the number. Give us 10% of that."
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. They did a great job. You know, they got to work out some kinks. He said that we got to work through some things, but they will. Just like Mike's got to work through some things. Let's bring him on right now. The one and only.
Speaking of kinks,
the volunteer himself, Mike. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Congratulations, you Auburn bandwagon jumping.
Eagle! Hey!
Actually, I'm still waiting for the second half to start. That sounds like a halftime score. Mm-hmm. They should be ashamed of themselves. It sounds like Alpha Girls playing Grand Ridge or something from 40 years ago. Anyway, that's mean, isn't it?
Yes.
But I like both those towns. They're okay. And here's the thing: they don't have aggressive policing in either one of those places, thank God. But I digress. Anyway, how about Vanderbilt? Where are the Vanderbilt lovers when they stormed the court after beating Kentucky? Act like you're in a major conference. Come on,
that's a big deal. It's still Kentucky. It's still Kentucky.
Hey, they never won at Memorial Coliseum. Now, not to be confused with Memorial Gymnasium, where they have occasionally beaten Kentucky, and maybe even Rupp Arena. But, I mean, come on. I mean, it wasn't like it was in Lexington.
You going to put up with that Wildcat? That's a slap in the face of Kentucky. It's not a big deal.
I'm taking it in for now.
Are you switching to Vandy?
Well, that's what?
Goodbye, Mike. Been nice talking to you, Mike.
No, hold on. Please let me talk. Let me say one thing, or 3 or 4. I want to talk about Jalen Hurts just briefly, too.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, and positively, by the way. But here's the thing. Vanderbilt, they used to be, you could tell Vandy fans in Nashville when I was growing up because they pulled for Kentucky in the tournament and Alabama during the bowl season. So give them somebody to root for. Yeah. Then they started. They have made the basketball. Here's what's interesting. This is great for Michigan. Eddie could use this on Coach Manley. 2 of Vanderbilt's greatest teams back in the day, the Clyde Lee team and the Jan Van Bredekoff team, I think they were both beaten by Michigan. And, of course, Michigan eliminated one of Vanderbilt's best baseball teams ever. Michigan they own a couple teams in the SEC. One of them's Vandy, and I can't remember the other one's name, but it's in southwest Alabama somewhere. Anyway, but Jalen Hurts, I want to say this. He's a coach's son. He's been underestimated, and I'm not saying he's going to beat Kansas City because who knows what can happen, but he played great yesterday. That's what I want to talk about. We'll talk about how he played yesterday. There's a lot of young people, there's a lot of old people all over the country that convince themselves that that Washington was ready, which they weren't. They deserve a lot of credit too. Jaden Daniels, two SEC quarterbacks. But, I mean, they're just one step. Many gamblers in this country are one step closer to the tough shed in their parents' backyard. And that's what I want to leave with you, because I am a gambler. I was raised by a gambler, multi-generational, and you got to know what you're doing. And don't listen to some guy that works for, a casino telling you to bet on something, telling you something. I mean, I'm just going to go grandpa on you. But anyway, Alabama's still looking tough. I don't think Tennessee has got the goods really to win, even to get to the, but I like them, of course,
What about Florida? You think Florida's looking good?
Baby.
I think they can, actually. I think
Gators.
I think Florida. I believe more in Florida, Auburn, and Alabama than I do in Tennessee. And then throw in Kentucky. And
they're right.
Like
They're right there in the mix. Yeah,
they're right there. But is that Brian?
That's Dr. Mitchell.
Oh, Dr. Mitchell, I want to tell you, I almost got your referral, but she didn't want to commute 500 miles to you. She had heard about your reputation.
Most women do, though, want to see him.
Well,
they send a robot to your door.
Yeah, that's the thing. That is a good question, though. How far in the future can Dr. Mitchell do surgeries 4 states away?
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, through a robot. Yeah, man, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He's working on it as we speak. He's working on some things right now. You don't mind me saying that.
And, of course, as a lawyer, let me say this. That means it's automatically federal court for med-mal. Anyway, love you,
Wow.
Dr. Mitchell.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great one.
Bye, Michael.
Go Vols.
Bye. Go Vols. Go Vols. Go Vols. I tell you what, I want to get back. How was your snow days? How were your snow days?
Well, the snow started when I was in D.C. trying to get into the inauguration.
I saw you and Trump hugging on each other. How's it going with that?
To get into the inauguration.
How was it? Was it fun?
Well,
how many days did it take you to get home?
We made it fun. I mean, we stood in line. You had to see this. I mean, so we had tickets for the rally, right?
Right.
Well, they were free tickets, right? You just had to sign up. Well, I guess they gave them to more people than could get in.
Right.
You know how that goes. Anyway, we're standing in line, and I don't know if you saw the Facebook post or what, but my wife wanted to take a selfie. Hey, we're standing in this line, and we start to take the selfie, and we kind of look, and the building behind us, you can see the label up there. AARP. And so, we made sure, we got to position ourselves here and put that by and see who notices. And, only the real smart alecks noticed.
I love it. I love it.
But we did it. It was a lot of, so we were doing
Go buy a gun today. Well, I'm going to go buy another one.
But here, something a little interesting. So, we waited like 4.5 hours in this line and realized that we were going to have to this line was making a right that was going 2 blocks away from the arena to go back around another block and then come all the way back to the back side of the arena.
And you're freezing the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, it was really cold and the wind was blowing.
The power of Trump.
And it was raining and sleeting. And then, we knew the snow was coming. So finally, we got a clue. All right, we're not getting in. And we decided to go to this restaurant, Hale.
Yeah.
All right. So we're sitting in the restaurant and it's snowing.
Good food there.
Oh, yeah. No, it's snowing. And then we see the 2 guys that were in front of us, they come by. Obviously, they didn't get in. Hey, we made the right decision.
Right.
But, later on, I guess it was the next day, Trump fired the chef of Hale. I guess he was the White House chef.
Yeah.
He had a picture previously where he's pointing to the second assassin that was in the picture
Trump.
with him. Yeah. Now, I don't know what all that was about.
That's weird, man.
But it's weird. I mean, it's a great restaurant, and I'm sure that guy didn't want to get tied up in, that kind of stuff.
That.
Well, I know, and I don't know the backstory.
Right.
But it was just kind of wild. Like, man, we were just in his restaurant.
That's, why would you hang out with somebody like that, Chad? That's kind of interesting.
Have you seen the picture? He's pointing to the other guy.
Yeah,
the
I saw that
assassin.
picture.
Yeah. Like, here's the man.
Yeah, I lived in D.C. for at least 2. I think it was 2 years.
Did you?
Yeah, 1 year in D.C. and 1 year in Maryland. My dad worked at the Pentagon. Yeah. What finger is that? Number 1?
That's
Kentucky.
That's my finger for calling Coach
Oh, we got a call?
Coach Wolf.
Okay. Oh, golly, we're running late.
Yeah.
You got to let me know.
That's
You got to let me know.
why I give you
Chad
the favor.
Mitchell, we went to a new restaurant, local 115 down in historical Panama City. It was completely packed out. It was the grand opening. We saw a lot of friends down there. We stayed about 3 hours. I think they wanted us to get up and leave while other people come sit. We didn't take the hint.
There were people waiting for us.
They were waiting in our chairs,
anxiously.
and we made them wait. No, I'm not leaving. No.
Because we were sitting
We were having
right
too
by
much
the front,
fun.
by the window, by the door, by the music.
Kyle came and sit and talked. We had a great time. Saw Judy and Don. We had a wonderful time there. You're going to love it. It's the newest restaurant down in beautiful, historic Panama City. Local 115. It's like being in a museum. Pictures of former coaches, players, all sports, not just football, but every sport you can think of. And it's something incredible. And I missed it. I didn't even think about going down there watching the games yesterday. And they had a great crowd on Sunday. They're going to have to stock up more food. It's only going to get better and better. And Kyle will be with us this Friday. Looking forward to that. Chad, you're a legendary doctor. People come from miles around just to have your beautiful hands touch them. Hale. So let me ask you this. What's the best way the common folk can get up with you?
Call Orthopedic Associates at 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com or robotmd.com.
Before every surgery, he does a ritual that's incredible. I wouldn't kiss a rattlesnake, but I guess it works. J. Michael's
So
Restaurant,
random.
Thomas Drive, legendary. J. Michael's, the best seafood, the coldest beer. Get out to J. Michael's and tell them Coach send you have a wonderful time. For all your real estate dealings, it's Chuck Tucker. The guy's incredible. His dad's a legend. He's a legend. His company's expanded throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Another local guy. Started out his business. It's kind of unbelievable. Ask Mark Coward. He sells multi-million-dollar homes down 38. He won't use anybody but Chuck Tucker. South Oak Tire and Closing for all your closing. That's the only people you need to know about. South Oak Tire and Closing. Ask Chad Mitchell. We're right back. 104. You own about half of 38, don't you? 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Yeah, if you wouldn't believe it, I walked to the radio station because I wanted to be here for the people on the radio.
Uphill.
Nobody was here. I had to turn around and walk back home.
Pick up your.
You walked uphill both ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the reason I'm so much highly intelligent than these other people in this.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Mostly cloudy this afternoon and evening with a high near 65 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clouds tonight, a light breeze out of the north and a temperature of 50. About the same tomorrow, around 61 with some clouds and a wind out of the north-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Partly cloudy Wednesday and quite warm around 67. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay-down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
He doesn't try on clothes at the department stores. He just rips stuff off the hanger and lives with the consequences for years.
It's classy, it's intriguing.
He's sexy, sassy, and full of spunk.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Absolutely beautiful Monday, if you like cloudy weather. Anyway, it's going to be up close to 65 today, the high. It's going to be close to 70, I guess, Tuesday. It's going to warm up. And I didn't have a problem keeping warm in this freezing weather we went through because I have Stevenson air conditions, and so should you. They do another local man. They do an incredible job. Chad, you have them, and you didn't have any issues whatsoever. We're trying to get up with Arnold's basketball coach, Coach Wolf. We'll keep trying. If we get him, we'll get him. If not, we'll go on. But Chad, let me ask you this: you're up there to our great president. He's making America great again. It's unbelievable. What he's done in a week is unbelievable. But getting back, you had Randy had issues getting back. Dr. Ward had issues getting back. The airport here was closed. How did you solve your problem? What did you do?
We rented a vehicle and drove back.
You drove back from Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
What kind of vehicle did you rent?
It was a Ford Expedition.
How bad was the weather coming back?
So we drove to, we were looking at the weather, and Ada, the time she's driven to D.C., Charlotte was one of the stop-off points.
Right.
Going and coming, whatever.
And that's where everything was heading, the storm.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were looking at the forecast, and you could see the forecast for precipitation, snow, that kind of thing, was a whole lot more down here on the coast than it was there. And just the way we looked at it, it looked like the timing was going to be that the front was going to pass through about the time we got, or start coming through about the time we got to Charlotte.
Listen to this.
We could spend the night, and then it would pass, and we'd go down the backside where there were actually warmer temperatures. Believe it or not. So we looked at that, planned it, and then executed it. And really, the roads were not bad until I got to Pine Mountain, Georgia. Then you started seeing bridges where the whole left lane
was a lot of traffic,
full of snow. There was, I would say, light traffic. I mean, you get around Atlanta, there was traffic, but I mean, we drove through downtown Atlanta like, man, where is everybody?
It was shut down. It was shut down. Why?
No, but I mean, the interstate.
They were told to stay off the roads.
I know, but
they were told to stay off the roads. Let me ask you, Wildcat. You listen to the story.
Nobody told me.
You listen to the story, okay?
Yeah.
I just want to hear me out. Doctors and lawyers, okay? Let's hear me out. They can't fly because everything's shut down because of snow. But he's going to drive through it.
Have you not met me?
I mean, this man, you know what? His family.
Did you have your car? Your truck?
I wish I'd have had my truck.
Ford.
I rented something I was familiar with, and I rented something that I knew I could drive in ice.
I'd have been worried sick about him if I'd known he was driving back. I would have been worried. I hope you didn't tell your kids.
That's why I didn't call you.
I hope you didn't tell your kids. But anyway, no, I'm just messing with you. But so you knew to wear the kind of boy.
Listen, I know how to drive.
Dr. Mitchell has been trained on how to drive
exactly.
That's true.
I've done a lot of the
unsavory conditions.
Yeah.
He's been trained.
And it was fun. I was teaching my niece how to do this. I'm like, okay, now you get ice on a bridge and you start to feel yourself sliding. What do you do? And she says, put on brakes. And I went, no. Give it a little gas.
Do what I do.
Get yourself across the
Just
bridge.
do what I do. Scream like hell.
Yeah. You shouldn't be going so fast that you've got, you're too close to vehicles. Those are the kind of things you got to do. But it was not that bad, actually. Yeah. Charlotte, I slid around a little bit. It was fun, though. I mean, I was off the beaten path a little bit.
Who all was in the vehicle with you?
My niece and my wife.
Wow.
And they weren't worried because they knew I could
They
drive
know
that.
what you can do, what you're capable of doing.
And I wasn't going to do something stupid. I mean, if I come up on a bridge and it's got 3 inches of ice on it, okay, all right, we're not,
Well, I do want to remind everybody, we said this earlier, if you're just now turning in, if you're a Bay District School student, you got a kid that goes to school, whatever, our great superintendent, McQueen, no makeup days for the days they miss for snow days. Snow days. So that's a great thing. They don't have to, like when school's in, they don't have to add additional 3 days. You have to show up. So I'm glad they did that. That's a great thing. So thank you, Bay District Schools. Great job by our superintendent. I got a question for both of you guys. Y'all are experts. The last time, who was the last head football coach to win a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys? He's a legend. He is a legend. It's been a long time, guys. It's been a long time.
I'm not going to cheat and Google it.
Chad, quit cheating.
I am.
No, quit. Be a man. Who you got?
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Right, that's how it is. I'm trying to. I can see him.
Tom Lowry.
Landry.
Tom Landry.
How many did he win?
Okay, but I'm going to let.
This is how many they won.
No, I asked last guy to do it.
Last guy to do what?
To be a winning
To win
coach.
the Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys. Does anybody out there in Radio
Well,
Land
no,
know?
it's not. It's
70s,
Jimmy
right?
Johnson. Is that his name?
Good pick. Well, who'd you say? Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah.
Great job. Give him a hand. Give him a hand.
It was on the tip of my tongue, and it came to me.
Well, you're wrong. But that was a great pick.
That's who I would have thought.
He won two. He was head coach.
But he wasn't the last one. to win.
1989 to 1993. Then he said he couldn't handle any more of Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle any more. But how many did Tom win? How many did the legendary Tom win?
Landry won.
I got somebody that, on the
How
phone
many?
that
Three?
went.
Two.
That went to
Jimmy won two.
Landry
Tom
won two.
But the last guy to win the Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys, who is it? Good morning.
Oh, is it
Hey, guys.
Can you tell us who it is?
How are y'all?
Switzer?
It's
Good job.
Switzer.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob. Give him a hand, Rob.
He was the coach at Oklahoma and then retired
Yeah.
from there and came and took Jimmy Johnson's place and won it with Jimmy Johnson's players.
Yes, he did. But he did win it. And I don't think there's been many
He did.
people ever
Yeah,
win a
he did.
national championship in college and a Super Bowl. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, right. But
Rob,
Johnson did it
tell me
several
what
times.
years he was the head coach for the Cowboys.
Oh, shit, I don't know. That's too far.
See how he sneaks those in on you?
1994 to 1997.
Yeah, because Troy Aikman hated him, too. I will tell you that. But anyway, they said they should have won several more.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Well, Saban might have done it if he had got Drew Brees, right?
That's right. That's right. And
Saban still talks about that.
Andrews and Mitchell both cleared Drew Brees, too. They said he's good to go. Unbelievable.
Oh.
Rob, how did you do in the snow day? I hadn't talked to you, I don't think, since the snow out. How'd you do?
Well, y'all didn't show up much.
Well,
y'all were there Friday.
listen. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair and balanced here, right here. I'm gonna set the record straight. Wildcat called me this morning. Says it's cloudy. You think we can make it in? I said no. I don't think we should. He talked me into it.
Chance of rain.
Yeah. What do you eat?
I still got two little patches of ice or snow in my yard. So,
Yeah.
but they're in the shady spots. But I'm gonna tell you what, it was something else. Now I will say that. But I didn't go out that what was it, Wednesday?
Yeah.
I said I'm gonna, because my wife said you can't go out. There ain't no sense in it. And
It was cold now. It was cold.
It was chilly. It was chilly now. I will give you that. But I wore long handles when I went out the next day and salted a few parking lots. And
hey, Rob.
if you shoveled snow and ice off the
Where'd you
roof
get
over
salt
there.
at or a snow shovel?
Well, I just had a regular South Florida, flat shovel.
You can get pool salt and do it.
Well, I'm so glad Rob listened to the authorities and stayed off the roads and did the right thing. What do you think about a doctor that they can't fly in, so he rents a car and drives right through it? I mean, what do you think about that?
We'll have that discussion on Wednesday because I think we're going to have to work Friday because of that. He'll tell you off there.
Okay. he won't tell. He's very professional. He won't. I try to get all kind of information. He won't do it. He is a true professional.
About that because it was, we had cases scheduled for him, and they said, Dr. Mitchell, I'm going to take Tuesday. They really weren't sure they were going to close until the last minute.
Yeah.
Well, when we finally got here, Rob, we tried to return the rental car at the airport. It was completely closed. I mean, dark. I've never seen the airport like that.
Did they charge you more money for the car?
No, they didn't.
Okay. What did you do? Leave it to take your car?
No, because even the little places to get out, I mean, they were like closed. The whole thing was closed down.
So you didn't get your car?
No, it was all good. We went back later and did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Rob, you want to hold on? We got to take a break.
Let me call you back.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for the phone call. Thank you. And Rob had it right. Barry Switzer was the last head football coach of the Dallas Cowboys to win a Super Bowl. He won one. Jimmy won two. Tom won two. Golly, so it's been a long time since the Cowboys have won one. It's kind of sad. It really is. We get back. Chad's going to talk about the FSU. We're going to talk a little bit about the Florida Gators. Basketball is going on right now. Florida's basketball team's outstanding. They're really a good basketball program. Football, we shall see next year. I think it's going to be really good. Did you see where? Well, I got to take a break. I wanted to ask you about. Remind me to ask you about Kirby Smart's final selection of the polls. What he picked, where he had everybody ranked, made some people upset. But I get it. Hey, I get Kirby. I'll never get upset with him. Talking about some of our wonderful, outstanding sponsors, man. We got them all. We got Newbies down here. We got 4 great locations. Go have a great time at Newbies. The Mothership on the weekends is a place you want to go. The best bands in the Southeast, the best entertainment in the Southeast is at the Mothership at Newbies. Newbies Shooting the Curve. Go watch the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. I can't believe we're down to one more game and it's over. It makes me sad. But now we can turn our attention to college basketball. Baseball's getting ready to get cranked up. High school and college cannot wait for that. And you're going to be out in the skin more and more as spring gets here and summer gets here. You better take care of that skin. If it doesn't look right, feel right, you better go see Dr. Ward. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. In fact, Chad, I know you know this and I know this. Women, the 2 deadliest things for them.
Women?
Is skin cancer.
I thought he was going to say they were the 2 deadliest things known to men.
2 hour show. Skin cancer, and breast cancer. Go see Dr. Ward for the skin cancer. 5 minutes can save your life. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. Now, for the breast, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Jesselyn, I'm looking at your snowman picture right now. Are those twins?
They are.
Adorable. Well, congratulations. You just won the best snowman competition.
Oh, thank you.
Have you been enjoying the snow?
I have been. We've been out just about as much as we can tolerate.
Well, you guys scored a gift card to Major Smokehouse and That Boot Store.
All right.
Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia. The road is yours in 2025. Let Kia take you on New Year adventures and drive away today in a new 2025 Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Now offering 1.9% APR up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage with $1,748 per month per 1,000 finance and 60 months. Quality's limited. Not to be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 2/3/25.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
I'd like to introduce.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
Milk was a bad choice.
If I could just have your attention.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
If anyone wants to switch jobs, let me know.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
I have many leather-bound books.
At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State. Woo-hoo! FSU update. We just talked about it. It's brought to you by John and Charlotte. Wonderful people. Love them to death. Always giving back to our community. Let's make sure we go out and support all 4 newbies. Down St. Andrews, that beautiful blue facility. Go out there and have a great time. You don't have to come over to the beach anymore if you live in town. But if you want to have a great time, the Mothership, the best bands in the Southeast. Newbies Shooting the Curve, that's where you want to go watch all sporting events. And we got to tell you what, we had some good football games on yesterday. The Bills, Buffalo Bills, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Bills
really
lost,
good game.
The Bills lost that game because of the coaches.
I'm gonna tell you what, Reed he outcoached that last play. That we used, if that was trips, we used to call that 92 T flat. T means the tailback going to flat. They did it, he was in the backfield, and I can't remember if it was trips left or twins left. I can't remember, but I know they both ran slant routes and man coverage. The back slips out in the flat. Nobody there to take him. Linebacker can't get to him, and he throws the ball. Good pass. Game's over. What a call. Yeah. A perfect play for the perfect defense.
They've probably been waiting to call that play for half the game.
He knew he's a great coach.
I'm sure a long
There's
time
a reason he's won 2 in a row, and maybe he'll probably win 3.
The Bills coach tried to go for 2 points, 2-point. After one, well, there's a story behind the first one because there was an offsides call after they kicked the extra point. And so they decided, okay, instead of just taking the extra point, we're going to go for 2.
Yeah.
And didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then they tried it again. I mean, you're talking about trying to get a 2-pointer against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Take the easy points and keep moving.
And had they done that, they probably would not have lost that game.
Yeah.
Well, what did they lose? How many points did they lose by?
3. I
don't think 2 equals 3. So I think you're. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
No,
I disagree with you.
It would have changed the whole game. It was the coach's fault.
I totally disagree with that.
Maybe just change the momentum.
So let's just blame a coach, okay? Yeah. You don't get what you want, blame the coach.
That's the easiest thing to do is to blame the coach.
Fire him.
Does he not know? 2 does not equal 3. I just want you to know that.
Yeah. I mean, how many all those years did I blame you?
Yeah, I used to listen. I used to hear it behind. I thought it was out in the crowd, and I listened again. Hell, it's coming right beside me.
He didn't know what he's doing.
Why did he call that?
I was over there talking to Julie, and I was like, why did he call that?
One time I took a water one of those squirt bottles. I threw him upside the head, and he didn't know who it was. It was me. That was a long time ago. I turned back around real quick. Anyway.
Oh, I love
Get
how
out to newbies, have a great time. Just have a wonderful time at all the newbies. What do you got for us today on the Florida State Seminoles?
Well, so the latest news on Florida State football, we like to follow college football on this show.
Yes.
This blue chip quarterback, Brady Smigel, he decommitted from...
Smigel.
Isn't that what I said, Smigel?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Anyway... He decommitted from FSU. He was committed. Now he decommits. Now he is a 2026 class, so this doesn't affect the 2025 class. But yeah, he decommits from FSU. The thinking I think is that he wanted to keep his options open because he's got some other teams now that are really interested in him. One of them being Ohio State.
Yeah,
and then
money,
there are others, right? Yeah. I'm sure the money is talking to him. So anyway, that's some unfortunate news for FSU, but they're still in the mix. I think it's just they're going to have to really work on getting him to Tallahassee. The next, we'll talk about the FSU basketball team, the men's basketball team. They've now had 2 straight losses in this loss to Stanford. They lost to Stanford 78-71. That was on Saturday. So now they've had 2 straight losses. When you look at the team stats, field goal percentage for FSU was 37.9. For Stanford, it was 47.3. In the 3-point percentage, it was advantage Stanford 45.8 to FSU 30.0. And then turnovers, Stanford had 14, FSU had 13. And rebounds, FSU had more rebounds than Stanford at 35 to Stanford's 33. And that's the men. Of course, they're unranked. Their next game is Wednesday versus Virginia Tech. So that is at home versus Virginia Tech. Moving on to the women, they have, instead of 2 straight losses, they have 3 straight wins after beating number 13, North Carolina. There you go. The Lady Seminoles won 86-84.
Good job.
Their next game is at Boston College. But let's talk about this game. Again, it was 86-84, beating the 13th ranked North Carolina Tar Heels. From the field, the FSU ladies in field goal percentage 40.3, North Carolina 46.4, 3-point percentage 45% for FSU and 33.3 for North Carolina. Turnovers, North Carolina had 11, FSU had 7, and then rebounds were even at 39 apiece for these two women's teams. Anyway, their next game, again, is Thursday at Boston College. And that's really all of the headline sports for FSU.
FSU Seminoles. Are you done? Because I like some questions.
Sure, yeah.
Let me go through this with you, and I want to add one if it's not there, and I'm not sure it's there. Let me go over this with. These are the biggest games, college football for 2025. Number 1, Texas at Ohio State, August 30th. That's a huge game. Both teams will be ranked in the top 5. Whoever wins that game will go to number 1 and can stay there for a while. Georgia versus Texas. They get Texas at home November 15th. Miami versus Notre Dame, August 31st, to kick off the season right. That's a huge game for both teams. Ohio State Buckeyes at Michigan, November 29th. Day needs to win. I got some information on some things that happened to him, his family, after the big loss to Michigan. If I have time, we'll get over that today. Penn State at Ohio State, November 1st. Oregon at Penn State, September 27th. Clemson at South Carolina, November 29th. Tennessee, Georgia, September 13th. LSU, Clemson, August 30th. South Carolina, Alabama, October 25th. A lot of people think South Carolina is going to make some noise next year. Alabama at Georgia, September 27th. Florida versus Tennessee, November 22nd. That is going to be a big ball game. And there's a couple more. Clemson, hold back on that. Okay, let's just stop right there. Those are the ones that said the biggest. My question to you, and Wildcat, my question to you, what about the first game in Tallahassee? Alabama at Florida State. Which coach is under the most pressure to win that game? Navarre's, he's got to win. He was 12-2 or 2-10 last year, 13-0, 13-1. Then you go 2-10. The pressure on him, I think he has to win that ball game. And then look at DeVore. The bowl game was a joke. Up and down, you lose 4 games in Alabama. You go into Tallahassee and lose to a team that only won 2 games last year.
Yep, that could be a problem.
Yeah. Which coach is under the most pressure? Alabama's or Florida State's?
I think Norvell. Norvell's closest to going home.
Yeah, but how can you say that any coach is not under?
Oh, they're all under pressure.
That kind of pressure.
But which one's more?
James.
Alabama's head coach or Florida State's?
I think it's FSU.
See, I think it's Alabama.
I'd say Alabama because they can't.
People kind of expect Alabama to win that game.
Exactly. They can't,
And Chad's going, he's already lost 10-10. He doesn't need to lose any more. I get it. I get what you're saying. But most people expect Bama. Don't you expect Bama to win that game?
That's a good question.
I would expect Bama to win that game, but it also depends on FSU and how many the transfers they bring in and if they can gel as a team.
Alabama had 3 weeks to get ready for Michigan. Looked terrible. They did. They got a whole summer to get ready for FSU. There's no telling. I don't know anymore.
And it was a lot of Michigan's backups too.
Yeah, and Alabama's mistakes.
Yep.
So the pressure on both those coaches is incredible. Both teams have to get that win. That's a big football game. So that was not on the list because of FSU's record last year. I think it should be on the list because that's a huge football game for both schools. That's a big one. And if I'm the head coach of Alabama, you lose week 1 to FSU that only won 2 games the year before. Yeah, the heat's on now. The way that performance against Michigan upset a lot of people.
They'll put a microscope on him if he loses that game.
And Chad's right though, Navarre. He loses that one. Now you're 2-11, and I get what you're saying. I do. The new stadium, everything. So we shall see. But I do want to thank newbies for the Florida State update. We'll get back, Chaz. We'll talk a little bit about the Florida Gators. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make it happen. That guy's incredible. I can't wait till he gets in here tomorrow. Got to ask him a lot of questions. Buckeyes losing their defensive coordinator to Penn State. Got some insight on some of the things that went on up there. I don't think he liked the way he was treated and some other things. But we'll get into that probably tomorrow with the Buckeye boys. They'll have some insight on what's going on up there. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations, 23rd Street, Pier Park. Do you want to look better, feel better? It's Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Everybody's been sick around us. I've been taking this vitamins and stuff that he's given me for years. I hardly ever get sick. When I do, I get back quicker. But I am feeling pretty bad, so I might not be here tomorrow. Paparazzi Pizza. If you love pizza, the only place you need to go is Paparazzi. They do an incredible job. Not only they have the great pizza, now they have a great bar in there. You can watch all the games. You can watch what's going on, basketball, football, baseball. You can go to the deli and get lasagna, spaghetti, whatever you want. But get over and look at the bakery. Oh, my goodness, it's incredible. When you look at that Paradise cake, when you taste it, you're going to go nuts. It's the best cake you've ever had. They've got the Napoleon. They got the carrot cake, the chocolate cake. They got it all. That place is incredible. Paparazzi Pizza on Thomas Drive. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back with Chad Mitchell.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Jesselyn, I'm looking at your snowman picture right now. Are those twins?
They are.
Adorable. Well, congratulations. You just won the best snowman competition.
Yay, thank you.
Have you been enjoying the snow?
I have been. We've been out just about as much as we can tolerate.
Well, you guys scored a gift card to Major Smokehouse and That Boot Store.
All right.
Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Mostly cloudy this afternoon and evening with a high near 65 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clouds tonight, a light breeze out of the north and a temperature of 50. About the same tomorrow, around 61 with some clouds and a wind out of the north-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Partly cloudy Wednesday and quite warm around 67. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Bonafide and qualified.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
Certified.
From the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, Gators. Not a Gator. You're a Gator hater. Now,
sure am.
How many times in Florida's basketball beaten Georgia in a row? Because Conrad's always texting in Mark McLeod how many days it's been since Georgia's beaten Florida in football. Well, Florida owns Georgia in basketball. I could look it up, but I'm not. What do you got for us today? What do you got for us today, the Florida Gators? What do you got for us today, Big?
We'll start with a little football news.
Sounds good.
So Florida fills its defensive staff void with a familiar name to Alabama fans.
Great kid.
I love this guy. He's awesome.
He's a great
Vinny
player.
Sunseri.
His daddy coached Alabama. He was a GA at Bama.
Yeah.
Great guy.
So Vinny Sunseri is going to the Florida Gators. He's going to be a co-defensive coordinator and safeties coach.
Yep.
And I think this is a great hire.
That's a great, no doubt.
Right? I mean, this kid, when he played, he was smart, aggressive, made some very big plays.
Texas A&M, Texas A&M, tracked it back to the house, pick six.
Yeah.
Guys,
I mean,
incredible.
he is an incredible hire here. So Napier's doing a good job. And, if DJ Lagway gets going and Florida's defense.
Can I interrupt you just 1 second?
You always interrupted me.
12 straight victories over Georgia. Florida's won 12 straight over the Bulldogs.
Now, this is men's?
Yes.
Yeah, men's.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So anyway, we're getting to that. But anyway, again, Vinny Sunseri going to Florida to help their defense. I think it's a great hire by Billy Napier. Good things are happening for the Florida football program. Let's see. We'll look at the men's basketball here. The number 5 Florida Gators, obviously they're doing really well. They're number 6 in the coaches poll as well. They beat the Georgia Bulldogs. Beat them down 89-59. Anyway, field goal percentage for Florida was 53.1 to UGA's 35.6. It's lopsided. Wow. 3-point percentage, 34.6 for Florida, 23.8 for Georgia. Turnovers, Georgia had 18. Florida had 14. Rebounds goes to Florida, 39 to Georgia's 32. Their next game is Saturday versus number 6, Tennessee. It's going to be a great basketball game. Yeah.
Does that say where the game's played?
It's at Tennessee.
At Tennessee,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a tough game for Florida.
Yeah. So anyway, now we'll talk about, women's basketball here. They've had 3 straight losses with this loss to Auburn. Auburn beats the Lady Gators 74-51. The stats on them. Auburn field goal percentage was 48.4 to Florida's 34.8. 3-point percentage, 50% for Auburn.
Wow.
27.3 for Florida. Turnovers, 24 for Florida, 15 for Auburn. Rebounds were even at 31. The next game for the Lady Gators is at Vandy, and that should be Thursday. I say at Vandy, at home against Vandy.
Yeah.
On Thursday. And that's pretty much it for the big Gator news for the weekend.
Baseball getting closer and closer to start. Cannot wait till college baseball starts. Basketball, Florida's outstanding. Baseball team's going to be really good this year. I do believe so. But the SEC's so doggone tough. Your record might not be that great, but that doesn't mean you don't have a great baseball team. So we're looking forward to that. FSU baseball, looking forward to that. How good they're going to be this year. I think they're going to be outstanding, by the way. Chad, I'd like to go over this with you if that's all you got from the Florida today.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of these early polls had Florida. This is something. This is not next year's poll, but this is Rivals Top 10 Recruiting of 2025. It's totally different than the other 3. They have a different view on things. Here are their top 10 recruiting classes going into this college football season. Number 1, not Georgia, not Alabama, not even the Buckeyes. The number 1 team in the nation, according to Rivals, is the Texas Longhorns. Good job, Coach Stark. Number 2, same old guy, Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. Number 3, just got through talking about them. They're always up there, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 4, Alabama. Now, on 3s, Bama is number 1 recruiting class. And the other one, they're like number 2.
24/7, it looks like it's the same ranking as what you're saying from Rivals.
Yeah. So Rivals, they're number 4. Number 5 is Oregon. Number 6 is LSU. And here we go. They're going to be something in the future, I do believe, or they'll have a new football coach. Number 7, Auburn Tigers. Auburn Tigers getting transfer players in way up there. Number 8, the Michigan Wolverines. Wow. Number 9, this is what I'm getting at, number 9 in recruiting in the nation by Rivals, the Florida Gators. boy, remember you were talking way back, they were like 34th?
Sure.
They closed the deal. They had
have.
a lot of people flipping. A lot of people want to come play for that quarterback.
Now, think about it, too. That team didn't fold.
No.
Going towards the end of the season.
Better and better.
They got better. They had some injuries. Obviously, they didn't win as many games as they wanted to, but they kept, kept it going, kept pushing against the opponents they were facing. They had the hardest last 5 games of anybody in the country.
And really hadn't changed much. They still got one of the toughest schedules in the country.
And they hung in there. And I think with that, you got some respect from the recruits.
If they go 9-3 next year, you got to consider that a good year. Now, people at Florida won't be happy, but the schedule they have is brutal. But with that quarterback they have, though, it won't surprise me if they do a lot better than that.
They may shock us all.
They might get in. They might get in next year. That guy's the real deal, there's no doubt. Number 10, Texas A&M. They got all the money in the world at Texas A&M, just like Texas. When do they start winning like Texas does, Chad? Chad, over here, quit looking at the food.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you. You're so nice.
Take one for yourself. He won't do it, but I'll do it. Go ahead. You can have one. What do you think? When will the Aggies get like the Longhorns, where they've spent the money, they got the players in there?
I'm just not sure about the Aggies.
I like their coach. Year 2.
Yeah, I do too. I like the coach. I think he's a very good coach. I'm just not sure and I mean that. I'm not sure which way they're going. It's Elko, right? That's the coach. Yeah, he's that guy. He knows what he's doing.
Now, they talked about the biggest games of 2025. Florida was mentioned in the Tennessee game. I think that LSU game early in the year is going to be one of the biggest games. That's a huge football game. LSU's on the heights. He needs to win big this year. He talked about a championship roster that they have at LSU now. So I think the LSU-Tennessee should have made that list. I think that's a huge game for both programs. I can't remember. Is that game going to be played in Gainesville or in next year's LSU-Florida? Can you look that up? I can't remember if it's going to be played in Gainesville or I can't remember what's played last year. I think it's played in Baton Rouge. We're looking.
It's going to take me a minute. So
go ahead. That's okay. That's all right.
2 hours. 2 hours. An hour left.
We got 15 seconds. Good God. You go ... Florida football schedule 2025. It pops right up. They're listed in order who they are. Like week 1, it says Florida versus Longboat Key or whatever that school they're playing. There's one team they're playing I never even heard of.
So who was it again?
LSU. It's
LSU.
Early, I think week 3.
So, Saturday, September the 3rd, it's at LSU.
Ooh, see, to me, that's one of the big games on the schedule.
Let's talk about their schedule. They get Long Island University to start.
I thought it was Long Island State. Okay, Long Island.
It says Long Island University.
Yeah,
I would.
That's a win.
South Florida.
I think that's a win.
That's at home. And at LSU.
That's a big game.
At Miami.
That's a big game.
Home against Texas.
Yeah.
At Texas A&M.
See, look at that. 4 games in a row. Look at those games.
But if they win all those, where are they going to be ranked?
In the top 5.
Yeah. So after Texas A&M, Mississippi State.
Okay, that's a win.
Then at home, or I say at home, it's a neutral site, Georgia.
Oh, that's a win.
Kentucky.
You wish.
Kentucky, that's definitely a win.
Kentucky,
that's definitely a win.
At Kentucky, at Ole Miss, home versus Tennessee. And then the last game of the season is home versus Florida State.
That's a tough. That schedule.
That is a tough.
I think it might be worse this year. They got LSU early in the year. I don't know. That's crazy, man. 9-3 would be a good year, but who knows with that quarterback and they get it together. You never know. It's like the games yesterday. The Washington game versus the Eagles, the Commanders, were the Redskins and Eagles. I couldn't call them Redskins. They all those turnovers. You can't turn the ball over and win. Turnovers and injuries are going to terminate a football game. And they turned the ball over, and every time they did, the Eagles took advantage of it.
There's idiotic plays that they were making at the line where Washington
dove over
there 3 times in a row.
They could have rewarded them. I didn't know that. I had no idea the official could give them a touchdown if they continue to do that. I didn't know that. They can award you points. They can say touchdown. We can't have this. The ball was on the line, Chad. Did you see it?
I didn't.
Okay. They dove over the ball. 15 penalty. They moved it to a foot-yard line. They jump off sides, foot line. Then he came from the left side, jumped off.
He dove
over twice.
That was three.
They had three in a row.
Offsides.
3 in a row, and they warned him.
And then went
they
off
warned him.
sides.
Yeah, they warned him. So the football was as close as you can get to the goal line, and Jalen Hurts does a quarterback sneak and scores. Well, they score 55 points.
Yeah.
But they got a lot of good turnovers. That running back they got is pretty darn good. I love their offensive line at the Eagles. God, they're good. They're really good. Of course, Landon Dickinson, where did he play at? Alabama. Where did he play before that? FSU. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We have so many. If I want to go get some beautiful jewelry, where am I going?
You know, Valentine's Day is just around the corner.
14th.
And my birthday is the day afterwards. So you can go to David Adamson Designer Jewelry. And if you say ESPN or Coach Hale or Wildcat or Inside Drive or
Chad Mitchell
or David Hayes, any of those fine words, you get additional 25% off their already low prices. And they are restocking the shelves. So they got a bunch of new stuff, especially made for Valentine's Day. So go check them out. David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
All right, you want that yard to look beautiful, we can make it happen. Patrick will come in. They'll do a survey. They'll get up a game plan. They execute it. Touchdown, score, win. Turf Pro Pest Control #1. Not even close. They do an incredible job. So you want your yard to look beautiful, call Turf Pro Pest Control. They'll be out there, and hopefully he'll be in here today. Also, don't forget now, Beef O'Brady's over in Lynn Haven. When you go do your shopping for your jewelry, head on down to Beef O'Brady's. Pat Perno, the city commissioner, which does an incredible job, by the way, does an incredible job with Beef O'Brady's, the owner. He has trained those people to treat you like family. When you walk in there, they've always got a smile on their face. They are good people. The food's outstanding. Wednesday's a big day down there. 10 big, beautiful wings for $9.99 and a side. You can't beat that. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Go out there and have a great time. Tell them Coach sent you. And TV's everywhere. Great place to watch all the basketball games are going to be played this weekend and throughout the week. And the Super Bowl. Great place to watch Super Bowl right down there at Beef O'Brady's.
Big party.
Yep. And again, Chad, we had a great time. We were down and saw Don and Judy Vandergriff, the legendary family, the Vandergriffs. We had a wonderful time down there at the local 115 on historic downtown Panama City. It's 115 Harrison Avenue, local 115. It was completely packed out. People outside, people waiting for our chairs, and we sat there 3 hours and made them wait. But we were drinking. We were drinking tea. We had a good time. Go down and check it out. It's like a museum, man. It's like a Hall of Fame down there. Pictures of all these former players, rosters of the 1966 Bay
Even
football
that old
team.
mural on the wall was kind of neat.
Yeah, glass pictures in the stall. It's some great things down there.
It was just close to the restroom.
Yeah.
The big one.
Yeah, that's what they say. Chad, we're going to go. We got to go. Try the gumbo. I love the gumbo. It's really good. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN North. We get back. We had Alabama, Auburn. Everything you need to know about the Crimson Tide and the Auburn Tigers. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
At Broad Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Your home for Super Bowl 59. WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Alice Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Alice Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Alabama Update is brought to you by Steverson Air Conditioning. I'm telling you what, I'm so grateful we have him. They came out when I had one. I don't know how it was. It was really old. And it was just running. My power bill's going through the roof. Couldn't get cool, couldn't get warm. And I kept it. I didn't want to spend the money. I called Stevenson Air Conditioning. He said, Coach, it's time. I wanted the biggest thing you could get. He said, you're going to waste your money. You don't need something. I'll sell it to you, but you don't need to do that. This is what you need. You go by the square footage, and he did everything. Saved me a lot of money. He was honest. Saved me a lot of money. Yeah, we put in everything. New lines, everything you can think of, we did new. I wanted everything brand new. And all this does is save you money. And it paid for itself over a period of time because you save so much money in your power bill. When it was snowing in everybody else's houses, I had people I talked to saying, yeah, it's running a lot. My power bill's going through the roof. We can't get the house warm. That's not the problem. If we have Stevenson Air Conditioning, you don't have a problem like that. They do an incredible job. Honest, hardworking, great people. They're there for you anytime, day or night. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning.
It's a mouthful, huh?
I had to get a drink of water after that. All right, it's sad news to me. I will never forget. Chad, listen to this. I will never forget this. I drive up in Lake Wills, Florida. I drive up. My wife runs out the door, and you can tell she's kind of upset, like, what is going on? She goes, I couldn't hear who she said, but I heard the word died. So I thought, somebody in my family's died, something's up. But what she had told me, and it happened yesterday. What was the date yesterday? January 26th, correct? What famous hero of mine died on that date?
What was the date again?
1983. The legendary Paul Bear Bryant. We tried to call home. Every line was, you couldn't get in the state of Alabama. Long distance phone call. The system broke down. It was unbelievable. Everybody's calling everybody. Everybody's telling everybody what's going on.
Lots of love.
Oh my God. We had Nick Saban. Nick Saban is like a legend. We love him to death. But nobody is bigger than Bear Bryant, if you're my age. If you're older, it's Bear Bryant. Now, if you're a younger guy, I can see him going with Saban. Who do you? To me, it's still Paul Bear Bryant. Who was it to you? I mean, Bear Bryant was a living legend.
Absolutely. And you can't take anything away from him. But Saban was pretty incredible, too.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. But it'll always be Bryant for me. I mean, I just grew up, well, he was bigger than life. What he meant for the state, what he meant for the South, what he meant for college football. Anyway, Sunday was the anniversary of his death, January 26th. On this day in history, Alabama head football coach Paul Bear Bryant died at age 69. What did he do in college football? When he was alive, he was the wing.
What didn't he do?
Yeah, really, what didn't he do? When he was alive, he was the wingest coach in college football history. He won 323 games. Remember back in the day now, they only played 10 games. Sometimes they didn't play bowl games. Now, they did at Alabama because he went more than anybody at one time. But 323 wins, 323. If they'd have played the playoffs back then, he'd had a lot more wins, a lot more national championships. He lost 85 games and only lost 17. At Alabama, he won more games at Alabama than any other coach in the history of Alabama. He won 232 games. He lost 46 games in 25 years. Chad, you hear me?
Yeah.
He lost 46 games in 25. That's less than
I watched
two.
it. I watched a lot of that.
That's less than 2 games a year in 25 years. He tied 9. He won 6 national championships. He won 14 SEC bowl games. He won 14 SEC championship. He went to 29 bowl games. 3-time National Coach of the Year. At home at Bryant-Denny Stadium, he lost the game the first year. He won another 24 years without losing a football game. He lost the game his last year coaching. His record in Bryant-Denny, 72 wins, 2 losses. Who were the 2 teams that Paul Bear Bryant lost to? Who was the team he lost to the first time?
Was it Texas? Was Texas one of them?
No.
What are you talking about? You talking about season or what?
In Bryant-Denny.
Oh, in Bryant-Denny.
Who was? There were 2 teams.
USC was one.
That was in Birmingham.
Oh, was that was Birmingham?
Don't
you love these pop quizzes?
Yeah.
The team that beat Alabama back then in a big upset
in Tuscaloosa
was the Florida Gators. Good job, the Florida Gators. I think Spurrier might have been the quarter. I can't remember if he's a quarterback or not. What team broke the NCAA record by beating Paul Bear Bryant in his last season in Bryant-Denny? Who was it? What team?
Give us a hint.
Was it Notre Dame?
Give us multiple choice.
Was it, was it Georgia? Was it Tennessee? Was it Southern Mississippi?
Notre Dame.
It could have been Southern Mississippi.
You are correct. The Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles went in there, jumped up on Bama, and held on.
Didn't Bama lose 2 years in a row to Southern Miss or something like that?
They tied them the year before.
Yeah, but that's what it was. Yeah.
But Reggie Collier, they couldn't handle Reggie on the trap we and Bama got beat. Southern Mississippi was up like 28 to something. Bama came back, but Bear Bryant, Coach Carmody, we got a big picture of this. Coach Carmody walking off the field. No, Bear Bryant's walking off the field. And there's a picture behind him. You can see the score. Southern Mississippi and Alabama, the score. And Coach Bryant was walking on the field. He looked terrible. He looked bad. He was upset. And we have a picture of Coach Carmody, the head coach of Southern Mississippi, shaking his hand, beating him that day. It's unbelievable. That was a big deal. But anyway, that's what happened. This is the history. It made me sad when Coach Bryant died. Hell, the funeral was unbelievable. Did you see the funeral? Do you remember that? Were you alive then?
I was, but I don't remember the specifics.
Statewide TV. Woody Hayes was there. Eddie Robinson was there. The who's who in college football was there, but Woody Hayes, it was unbelievable. All the coaches that were there. It's incredible. Coach Bryant was loved. People loved him in the state, loved him in the South. The legendary Paul Bear Bryant. All right, I got a little bit of time to do this. This is the top quarterbacks in the country coming in the 2025 football season. They did all their research and they came up. This is the final ratings of the best quarterbacks coming in. Alabama's quarterback has passed all other quarterbacks now. The number 1 incoming freshman is a Russell kid. This is according to Rivals, I guess. The number 1 quarterback in the country is it going to be at the University of Alabama, true freshman Russell. Number 2 quarterback is from Ohio State, Sinclair. Number 3 quarterback, the highest paid quarterback, is Underwood at Michigan. And then Georgia, Kirby Smart's Griffin. He's the 4th best quarterback coming in. The number 5 best quarterback coming in the 2025 football season will be Moore. And he signed with Oregon. So Oregon's got the 5th best quarterback. And the number 6 best quarterback coming in for 2020, just come on in and tear things up, make noise. Hey, you know what? You're paying for it. Do what you want. We don't care. Tennessee, and it's Sanders. So that's your top 6 quarterbacks. Number 6, Tennessee. Number 5 is Oregon. Number 4 is Georgia. Number 3 is Michigan. Number 2, Ohio State. And number 1 quarterback coming in as a true freshman is at Russell at the University of Alabama. As of January 23rd, the top scoring offense in basketball was 3 of them from the state of Alabama, the top 10. Number 1 was the Alabama Crimson Tide. They averaged 90.9 points per game. Kentucky Wildcats were number 2, 89.2 points per game.
Go Cats!
Gonzales, 88.4. Number 4, Iowa, 87.3. Number 5, Illinois, 86.8. Auburn was 9th. They averaged 85.7. What was the other team from the great state of Alabama that got in the top 10 in scoring offense in the country?
UAB?
Anybody else got a guess?
South Alabama.
Anybody else got a guess?
Aren't any more colleges in Alabama, is there?
Alabama is Auburn, and the number 3 team from the great state of Alabama, they're averaging 85.4 a game.
Was that Samford or something?
You're correct, sir. I was about to say you were on campus there not long ago. How about that? Isn't that pretty good?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's awesome, man. Great job. Patrick, how you doing, sweetheart?
Doing awesome.
You look good. I like the new hat.
Hey, the first thing he did was knock down the FSU
I thought you liked it.
Here.
I was just going to take it with me.
Knocked it off the wall. And he's an FSU fan. What does that say?
He don't believe everything about him. You be sneaky. Hey, how the cheerleading? Well, wait, let's take a break. We get it back, we're going to ask you a couple questions. We got Auburn coming up next. Auburn basketball is incredible. But I want to ask Patrick real quick. I just got through talking about you. You come out, you see a problem, you solve the problem. And they want the yard to be beautiful. You can make it happen. But the question is, how does someone like Dr. Chad Mitchell, which is going to be calling you really soon, he's going to go with you? I just got a feeling in my heart, deep down in my soul.
He has to pick up the phone first.
Don't worry, I'm going to twist his arm.
And then
how do we get up with you?
He can call us on our local number, 850-890-5820.
That is Turf Pro Pest Control. And Chad's yard is in pitiful shape. I mean, you're going to have a lot of work to do. No, I don't know. It's like you take pride in what you have and what you do.
Here we go.
I know his wife does. The inside of the house looks great. The outside of the house, it's just the yard. Pitiful.
It was the snow.
Chad, what's the best way to get up with you?
Call Orthopedic Associates at 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com or robotmd.com. And to our listeners, you know he's lying about all this stuff.
Now, Alabama only scored 80 points against LSU, and they won 80-73. They averaged 90 going into the game, so it is what it is. We'll be right back. 104.3, Chad Mitchell. We got Wildcat. We got Patrick, Turf Pro Pest Control. And we'll be right back for your enjoyment, listening pleasure, right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Home of the Auburn Tigers, home of Super Bowl 59, I believe.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
Our good friend Alan Branch has a beer called the Tommy Oliver also. And we're like, oh my God. Oh, yeah. Now we got 2 Tommy Oliver beers.
You could do the Tommy Oliver, Joe Jeanette Chapman, Phil Don, Heatley Press Box, the trifecta beer.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Mostly cloudy this afternoon and evening with a high near 65 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clouds tonight, a light breeze out of the north and a temperature of 50. About the same tomorrow, around 61 with some clouds and a wind out of the north-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Partly cloudy Wednesday and quite warm around 67. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna. Hey. Auburn update. Get out to B4 Braves and let them have a great time. They do such a wonderful job down there. Pat Perno's the city commissioner of Haven, one of the best they've ever had, and you wouldn't believe what he does at B4 Braves. He runs that thing incredible. People love going there. The atmosphere, second to none. TVs everywhere. Go down and watch all the basketball games getting ready to be played. The Super Bowl on the 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks to Super Bowl. I do want to. You brought something up off the air, and I do want to apologize to you, Chad. He just cut me down. We did the Hall of Fame.
This?
Wildcat was there, and I apologize.
Blackmail money.
I didn't mention you either. I apologize. It's hard to think about everybody.
Oh, no big deal.
But seriously, we would not have had the success. And I'm not kidding.
We're
without
making
Chad
fun.
Mitchell.
We're making fun of you for not mentioning.
But you realize
Julie.
we would not have the success we had without you getting the kids back on the field as quick as you did.
Well, I appreciate that.
No, that's true. That's a true
You know who
statement.
needs to be in the Hall of Fame next at Arnold?
Who?
The AD.
Julie Hale.
Julie Hale.
I agree. She should.
I mean, look at what she did during that time. My kids went to school then there at Arnold, and look what she did for sports at
was
Arnold.
incredible.
And, the weightlifting team.
Yeah.
Just
everything.
She was the AD. So, that's my vote. She gets my vote for next year.
Well, you are on the committee.
Am I?
That's good.
I don't know if I'm on the committee or not, but she gets my vote.
Well, Wildcat, I do want to thank you for being there. Jeremy Pridgeon, Tommy Sanama. I did see Tommy, but if I didn't see you when I was up there on the mic, I didn't remember. I went brain dead, as you could tell. I didn't even mention my wife. I didn't mention my daughter.
They told him to keep it short.
Yeah.
John, you were there.
Oh, yeah.
And did he keep it short? No. And he goes on, and then doesn't mention Julie.
Then I grabbed I took the mic away from Steve again. I said, I'm not done. Steve goes, it's not radio.
2 hour warning, and then the 2 minute warning.
And then I don't know if you know this, but Jeremy Pridgeon sent Julie a text when he didn't mention her. He says, I offer marriage counseling.
Unbelievable.
Jeremy's awesome.
Unbelievable. All right, here we go. Auburn football. Let's get talking about Auburn football. We talked about the big games of 2025. Now, these is another list. This is not the games to talk. This is week one. Let's see who made week one. The experts say these are huge games. And there's no doubt about this one. Texas Ohio State comes into the biggest game of 2025. I agree with that. Both of them played in the playoffs against each other to go play for the national championship. Texas has to go on the road to play Ohio State. Ohio State lost their quarterback. They got Sayin, that gives an incredible talent.
Yeah,
they
Sayin's good.
stole him from Alabama, like they did Downs.
And others. There's a couple other Alabama players on that team.
The center. So anyway, this is going to be a great game. Texas at the number one team in the country, Ohio State Buckeyes. LSU week one at Clemson, another great football game, no doubt about that. Dabo got put in the Hall of Fame up in Birmingham this week, and Jeff Spiegel comes on our show every Friday. Jeff was there, was a part of that introduction and stuff, so we'll have all the insight on that Friday. Tennessee, Syracuse. You pumped up? I'm not really pumped up about that one. Syracuse, they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
But it's Syracuse. I'm not pumped up about that.
Yeah.
If Alex Dome is still playing, I'd be really pumped up about it. Notre Dame at Miami. I didn't realize that was week one.
That's a good game to watch.
Alabama, FSU. They made this list week one. South Carolina at Virginia Tech. Y'all pumped up about that one? A little bit?
No.
None?
None.
Okay.
I mean, I might watch it.
You should. Georgia Tech at Colorado. Dion.
Oh, no, that'd be fun to watch.
I'm going to watch that one. Dion's involved. I got to watch it.
Well, and Georgia Tech kind of snubbed Dion. Remember that?
Yes.
So I think he's wanting some revenge.
Yes, imagine him in Atlanta with all the talent.
Exactly. Oh, I can't imagine with him.
But I'll tell you what,
Atlanta.
the guy they hired did a great job.
Yes, absolutely. No, and he's a Georgia Tech alum.
Yes.
So I get why they wanted a coach like that. Yeah.
All right. And the last one. These are the top games, week 1 of 2025. The Auburn Tigers at Baylor. If they go out to Baylor, which is going to be an improved football team, if they go out to Baylor and lose this game, Hugh Freeze is going to have people really upset. We just talked about the recruiting, how good it's been, the transfers coming in, how good it is, and they didn't lose that many players. People are pumped up about Auburn football. Everything's headed in the right direction. It's time now to win football games.
Yes.
It's time now to win football games.
Is Baylor going to be that good? I don't.
Yeah, they'll be improved.
I don't know. I know some Baylor.
They'll be good on
some
defense.
Baylor fans, and they're not so sure. But that's Baylor fans.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. What do you think? If you lose this ball game,
oh no,
week 1,
Auburn can't lose that game to start the season. No. Hugh Freeze, he'd really be on the hot seat.
I really believe after great recruiting years, transfers coming in, and keeping the best players at Auburn, he loses this one. I think it's not good. It's not going to be good. Auburn's going to be good next year. No, I just think they got too much talent to screw this up. They're going to be good.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it's going to start going towards.
Yeah.
If he doesn't start producing with the talent,
right,
he won't make it the season.
Yeah.
He needs to.
Who's going to be his quarterback?
I think they're going to go. I think they're putting everything on the kid from Oklahoma, Arnold from Oklahoma. I think that's who they want. I think it's going to be him. They got that freshman now. How hard is it? Alabama's got the number 1 quarterback in the country coming as a freshman. How hard is it for a freshman to start week 1 at quarter? That's tough.
It is tough.
Auburn's got one. He's got a lot. I saw film on him. He's the real deal now. He's going to be a great one. But they think it's going to be. What I hear up there is going to be Arnold. But they ain't been through spring practice, so we don't know. We really don't know. But that's what I'm hearing. Auburn basketball team. I got to get into basketball right quick. Auburn basketball team is incredible. The number 1 team in the country, the number 1 team in the SEC. Auburn now is 6-0 in the SEC. They're 18-1 overall. At home, they're 9-0. It's hard to beat them at home. It's hard to beat them anywhere. On the road, they're 3-1. Neutral site, they're 6-0. Auburn beat Tennessee in a great game Saturday. The number 1 team, Auburn, 53. Number 6 team, Tennessee. Number 6 team in the country, 51. Tennessee drops to 4-3 in the SEC, 17-3 overall. 3-3 on the road, but Tennessee's still 11-0 at home. And who's Tennessee got this weekend? You tell me it's Florida? Florida Gators. So good luck with that, Gators. Now, Auburn basketball this week. LSU. They got LSU Wednesday, January 29th, 6 o'clock on the SEC Network. LSU's 1-5 in the SEC. LSU is 12-7 overall. Saturday, February 1st, 8 o'clock on ESPN. Another huge game, Auburn, Ole Miss this Saturday night. I want to go back. Did you watch the Tennessee game?
Yes.
That was a heck of a game, wasn't it?
Yes.
What did you think? Give me a little breakdown.
Very defensive. Defensively, both teams were outstanding in switching, face guarding, getting up, doing everything in the wind. Janai Broome coming back from his injury. And I think the quote of the whole day was with Bruce Pearl in his post-game press conference. I don't know if y'all saw it. He goes, Janai Broome had a triple-double.
Yeah, and he didn't play his best.
He had 16 points, 13 rebounds, and 12 missed shots. That was the joke. He had 12 missed shots.
Got you.
But to come back the way he did in that type of game, and he's the reason they were in the game early, because at one point he had over half their points.
Yeah.
Early in the game.
Did you hear it was on Facebook. I don't think they showed it on live TV. But they show when Tennessee's going off the court, they have to walk through where the Auburn student section's at. Your ears were ringing. I mean, they were getting all them Tennessee players. That play, have you been yet?
Not yet.
You're still trying to go.
Going here this next month.
Yeah. Chad's going to go watch him play Florida. I got to get to a game there. That's just I can't wait to talk to Andy Bertram 8:15 this Thursday.
They do
What an
play
atmosphere.
Alabama at the end of the year.
Golly, imagine the crowd.
That's going to be a wild
They
game.
play Alabama twice.
I've got the ticket. If we get a chance, I'm going to go pull up what it costs to get that
Alabama and
game.
Auburn play twice.
Yeah, they have to go to Alabama
expensive.
first.
It's more expensive to go to Auburn. It's more expensive. It's cheaper to go watch Auburn play on the road as to watch Auburn at home if you buy it on the secondary market. It's incredible what
Here's
tickets
what's
are going
crazy.
for.
I was looking at tickets for the Monmouth game.
Yeah.
That was over Christmas. I think it was the 29th or 30th. It was like $300 a seat.
Yeah. And that's cheap.
And there's no students there for that game.
That's crazy. Unbelievable. Auburn basketball for real. War Eagle. Bruce Pearl's getting it done. The winningest coach at Auburn. He's doing a great job. We'll have more on Auburn tomorrow. Looking forward to that. We'll get back to talk to Patrick about a few things, see if he's got any insight what's going on in Tallahassee. But right now, let's talk about some of our great people, like the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Get out, J. Michael's had the best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. The special today, red beans and rice is great. You want to go? You owe me lunch. The other great place to go is over at Beef O'Brae's in Lynn Haven. You want to go have a great meal and watch all the basketball games. What about Super Bowl Sunday? How about Beef O'Brae's in Lynn Haven? You will have a great time. Every Wednesday, 10 wings inside for $9.99. But every time you go there, the food's incredible. Try their chips. You know, when the Mexican place was opened over there in St. Andrews, their chips were outstanding. These are the best you can get anywhere. They're really good. Everything, the Cubans say, everything's good at Beef O'Brae's, but I love the way they treat you. They treat you like family. Go check them out. We think you'll love them. Also, Stevenson Air Conditioning. Love Jason, his crew down there. Stevenson Air Conditioning's #1. Just like Chuck Tucker, another local man, starts a business, expands throughout the Panhandle of Florida. It's called South Oak Title and Closing. For all your real estate closing, it's South Oak Title and Closing. Mark Cowart, the legendary realtor in the state of Florida. That guy sells $10 million homes like it's cupcakes. And where does he go? He won't go anywhere but South Oak Title and Closing. They are #1. That means shut up. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. We got Patrick. We got the Wildcat and the legend, Dr. Chad Mitchell.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents
Wrestling Against Cancer.
Live men's and women's professional wrestling returns to Panama City on Saturday, February 8th at the Bay Charter Academy.
Come see the most exciting professional wrestling on the Panhandle.
Wrestling Against Cancer number 10. Proceeds go toward Ryan Holland's cancer expenses. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
More information, ESPNPC.com.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Mothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
And here we go. The #1 SEC call-in show is now twice as big. The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekday evening 6 to 10. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We had a great time in the grand opening of Local 115 in historical downtown Panama City Beach. Go check it out. They got a dang buffet salad bar for the employees. The people work downtown and go in there and have a great salad lunch, save you some money. The food is incredible. Ice cold beer. Try the. I'm sorry. Got the hiccups.
Start thinking about food.
Try the Tommy Oliver draft beer. I hadn't had it yet, and everybody says it's really good. So we shall see. Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Help him out, Patrick. He's joking.
Not the joke. What? How the girls do? How did Mosley? No, you hurt me last time. How did Mosley do in the cheerleading competition down Port St. Joe? All those fine people in Port St. Joe listen to us right now.
Mosley finished 4th in their region. It was a very competitive team from 3 teams from Jacksonville were 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and then Mosley was 4th. Mm-hmm. And when I say it was tight, it was like a half a point separating all of them.
Wow!
In the way they score it, so it was really tight. Bozeman qualified for the state. Mosley qualified for the state. North Bayhaven and Bay High School. So they'll all be down at the state championships this weekend.
Where in Lakeland. Now, where's it at?
In Lakeland, Florida.
Lakeland, Florida. Okay, state championship this week. Good luck to all the girls. I hope y'all do bring back a trophy. And you said up 4 teams from Bay County made it that far. That's good. I'm excited about Thursday morning at 7 o'clock. Eli McFadden is going to be in here. He has scored 1,000 points this season at Mosley High School. We're going to talk about his career, where he started off and everything he's done. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, at 8:15, we'll have the head basketball coach from Mosley coming on. Looking forward to Coach Green coming on and McFadden coming on big show for this Thursday, 7 o'clock. Chad might actually come back in on that day. I'm not sure yet. Are you doing surgery that day?
Which day is this?
Thursday.
Well, with the revised schedule, probably not, but could be.
Okay. All right, good. How'd you guys like the playoffs games?
I thought they were both good games. One of the things that I've talked about for a couple of years now with all these new analytics, when teams decide to go for 2, and the stats say that you make 1 out of every 2, but for the Bills game yesterday, that changed the whole football game.
Thank you, Patrick.
Well, they score a touchdown at the end of the first quarter, or end of the first half. They kick the extra point. Kansas City gets called for being offsides. Yeah. So they take the extra point off, go for 2, don't make it. Mm-hmm. Now it's 21-16. Mm-hmm. They come out in the third quarter after they exchange a couple possessions. They score a touchdown, and now it's 22-21. They decide to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. They don't make it.
Can I stop you right there? I'm going to tell you something. The way you explain this is incredible, because we had somebody earlier call us who did not know what they were talking about. This is what he said. Yeah, the Bills went for 2, and that cost them a game. He said one time. He didn't say he went to it twice. Thank you for explaining it where the listeners can understand it.
Here's the crazy thing. If they just kick the extra points, it's 24-21.
John. I know.
Well, Kansas City ends up scoring a touchdown, and then they go for 2 and make it, making it 29-22. Mm-hmm. The Bills come back, score a touchdown, kick the extra point. It's 29-all, and then Kansas City kicks a field goal at the end. If they don't go for 2, the score is 31-28. Buffalo before KC kicks the field goal, and this game goes to overtime. So
thank you. You did a great job.
I watch these analytics all the time, and I get so frustrated because it's let's go for 2 because
I'm with you. Yeah,
greed. It's greed.
Yeah, put the easy points on there and keep moving.
Championship games, you win with points.
Right.
Now sometimes you got to make a call.
Not with the intentions of your heart.
Right.
With points.
Well, the Eagles, I think the Eagles went for 2 one time during the game, didn't get it also. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. And
they get the penalty, they move it half closer.
The analytic stats in college say that you convert 1 out of every 2. I don't know exactly what it is in the pros. But that doesn't mean
it's 0 chance when you're playing the Chiefs or when you're playing the Bills or when you're playing the Eagles.
Andy, that guy can coach, man. I'll tell you what, he's a great football coach.
I'll give it to the Chiefs. They stopped the quarterback sneak. Mm-hmm. It looked like 7-8 times during the game. There was one time 3 plays in a row, they couldn't get a foot.
Yeah.
And that was the difference in the ball game in one possession.
I thought it was coached. In the end of the game when they had to get the first down, that was what a call. My God. I mean, you couldn't draw it up. There are man covers. They run 2 slant. Was it trips left or twins left? I can't remember.
It was twins right, and they blitzed the outside corner.
Well, I'm talking about the 2 when they got a first down. They ran this. We used to call it 92. Our passing tree back. They don't even do this stuff anymore. I don't know. To us, it was a 92. Where two routes were slant routes, and they had man covers, and we call it T-flat, the back out in the flat, and they did that play against man. He was wide open, got the ball to him. The linebacker couldn't get there, and man covers. Linebacker's got to cover the back out of the backfield. He couldn't get there. What a call against that defense, and they did a great job scouting. They knew it was going to be man coverage. Of course, they executed it. That was a great play.
I think one of the biggest things in that game yesterday was Buffalo was missing 2. Well, they started out the game missing one of their starting cornerbacks, and then the guy on the other side got hurt early in the game, and that was a huge difference in the ballgame.
I tell you what, they took advantage of the Eagles took advantage of the turnovers. The running game was great, but the second game was really good. I mean, really. Wildcat, do you think a 55 to 20-something games, what was the final score of the Washington and
No, it was like 55 to 23.
29, 23. So that really, you call that a great game?
No, that was lackluster. That's what I'd call it.
Yeah.
But it started out good.
Yeah.
I mean, it started out
pretty.
Well, this is going to be a game to watch, but I never thought
turnovers and injuries, man.
I never thought for a minute that Washington would take it.
Yeah. Well, late in the third quarter, that was an 11-point game.
Yeah.
And the Commanders had the ball.
Yeah.
So you were sitting there looking at it. It could have been a close game. Then all of a sudden, the Cinderella story just glass slipper broke.
Do you think? I mean, after watching, can they beat Kansas City? Can the Eagles beat them?
Yes.
They almost did one time before. And we'll see.
That game we played in New Orleans. Stay off Bourbon Street.
Well, yeah, the Eagles still have Saquon Barkley and some receivers over there, and that's going to be a troubling for KC because Buffalo ran the ball.
You think it'll be a real good game?
I think it'll be closer than what people would expect.
I'm going to watch it just to see Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Is she doing halftime?
Well, no, she'll probably be in the stands. She'll be on the field at the end of the game, one way or another.
Oh, God, I swear.
Wildcat's a Swiftie.
He is a Swiftie.
Flat gun tires.
Hey, I saw an interesting thing about her. Did you know she got kicked off Kenny Chesney's tour when she was first starting out?
What'd she do?
Nothing. She got kicked off because the sponsor of the tour was Bud Light, and they said
she was too young.
She was 16. We can't have her on the tour as a performer.
Right.
Is where the sponsor and I mean, it's a funny story because Kenny Chesney told her, gave her some money, and then she wins the Grammy.
Right.
And he asked for his money back.
Oh my God! I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny story. I mean, I'm curious.
I thought you were going to tell me some real
said.
wild story. What she did.
So, was it Bud Light? Is that who you said it was? Yeah, I mean, Bud Light's made some really great decisions in the last few years, right?
I don't think she allowed them to sponsor any of her tours.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Well, I mean, that was, it wasn't Bud Light's fault. That's just the law. That's the law,
I know, but
it's not the law. It's the law to drink.
I mean,
the law if you're going to drink.
And it used to be the law. You couldn't, if you weren't 18, you couldn't even, like, if you worked at a grocery store, you couldn't sell, alcohol unless you were 18. But, laws changed.
There's so many concerts out there now that are sponsored by alcohol companies.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? Jim Beam sponsors Gulf Coast Jam here, and you got,
But of course, we all drink responsibly.
We are Wildcat sponsored by Moonshine, the local Kentucky moonshine, family moonshine.
University of Kentucky moonshine.
Yeah, family owned. Yeah. Hey, did you see that thing I shared? The most people at a concert in the history. Did you see that while I'm talking to you? Remember? Did you see it? Taylor Swift was one of them. She's got. The people who go watch her, the number is incredible. Who was the second? Was Taylor Swift, and who's another? God, who was it? Celine Dion. So I can't remember now. But the number of people at a concert, I was like, you got to be kidding me. But you realize the person that held the record was unbelievable. And I think one of them 100-something thousand people were at a concert to watch her. But you know who had the most in the history to watch a concert live?
Don't say Elvis.
It was Elvis. You know how many people watched it? 1.5 billion.
What, showed up to the venue?
Watched it live. 1.5.
Well,
no, not TV. It was worldwide satellite from Hawaii.
Was that? Yeah, that was the one he did in Hawaii.
Yeah, that I didn't see. That's kind of weird. I said, man, how many people? Then I said, Elvis. Oh my God.
But no, I would say that.
No, it was in color. 1971 or 73.
I'm not a Swiftie, but if she would have put hers out on public TV worldwide, it would have beat his.
Yeah, she just can't get it done.
But Elvis is still the king.
That's right. I don't like the girls around her up in the press box. The black girl that did the devil sign on last year's Super Bowl, whenever it was. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I could not. Had a cross upside down.
Groupies or something like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
But she was up there with.
You are what you hang around with, huh? You are. Hey.
She was up there with Mom.
You want to be successful?
At yesterday's
hang around
game.
these guys.
There you go.
You want to be smart? Hang around kids that make A's. You are what you hang around with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Patrick.
Does that make you a nerd?
It don't make him a doctor.
It dang sure doesn't make him a doctor.
I can doctor just as good as he can. I can watch him and I can go do it without a degree. Pat, what's the best way to get up with you?
Go to our Facebook page at Turf Pro PC here in Panama City, or call us on our local number, 850-890-5820.
Dr. Chad Mitchell, what is the best way to get up with you?
Call us at Orthopedic Associates, 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com or robotmd.com.
And don't forget to go out and support newbies. And do remember, Wednesday, 7:30, Dr. Ward will be on with us. The guy's incredible. Offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. Number one cancer women have to worry about is skin cancer and breast cancer. Dr. Ward can solve your problems in 5 minutes. The guy's
He's going to have a lot lot to talk about. We haven't talked to him in a while.
Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You will look better, feel better. Jason Kovaleski will be here tomorrow. 2 great locations, 23rd Street, Pier Park, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You'll never get sick. If you do, you'll get better quickly if you're taking his vitamins. The guy's incredible. Paparazzi Pizza is unbelievable. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you an app this powerful. The sports content you crave is always on. Live stream us everywhere you go. Now with upgraded programming and live game schedules, you'll always know when the Atlanta Braves and your favorite games are playing. Plus, interact with our local hosts in real time and so much more. The new app for the sports fanatic is available at the Apple Store and Google Play. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Mostly cloudy this afternoon and evening with a high near 65 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clouds tonight, a light breeze out of the north and a temperature of 50. About the same tomorrow, around 61 with some clouds and a wind out of the north-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Partly cloudy Wednesday and quite warm around 67. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Now back to the most dangerous radio show in the Gulf Coast. Coach James Hale. He's so dangerous. He doesn't even check his eggs at the grocery store.
Danger's my middle name.
I'm bad to the bone, honey.
2 tickets to the gun show.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's been a good week for Shane Beamer, the head football coach of South Carolina. Contract extension, a new deal. He'll make $8.15 million annually. His contract now will run through 2030. In 2025, his contract will pay him $1.85 million, and each year afterward, following that, he'll make $100,000 increase. So, pretty good chunk of change. You can live in South Carolina. Where is it, Columbus, South Carolina? You can live pretty cheap on $8.15 million, I think.
Very comfortable.
You can live just about anywhere on that.
And that's a nice state, too.
Beautiful place, beautiful people, and he does a great job. You know, we have a local talking about cheerleader. We have an Arnold cheerleader. Kim Wise's daughter cheers at South Carolina. Beautiful little thing. Does a great job cheering. She does football, basketball, everywhere. And I see pictures of her mom and them. Her mother cheered at Tennessee, but she travels up there and watches her daughter cheer at South Carolina, puts pictures on Facebook, which we enjoy watching that because we have our next door neighbors in the great city of Lake Wales were named Foss and Sandy Chitty. What were they? They were big-time graduates and boosters of the Gamecocks. They have now moved back to South Carolina. They go to all the home games. I got to tell them to look her up. But anyway.
Here's your trivia question.
I like those.
What football camps did I go to back
Simple.
in
simple.
high school?
He went to the James Hale Arnold High School football camp in 1960. I would say you probably went to Auburn, Georgia Tech, Georgia, Alabama, Troy.
I went to the Gamecocks.
Did you really?
Went to South Carolina. Who was I'm blanking on the coach's name because it's been a while.
Man in Black?
No, it was the guy who coached the Giants for years, the New York Giants, and then
Parcells?
Or he played quarterback too previously. What was that guy's name?
What year are we talking? Give us a year.
This would have been 85.
The Man in Black.
84, 85.
Yeah, he died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
They called him Man in Black. He wore black everywhere he went.
So he came out, and we'll have to look his name up, but he came out, and I was one-on-one with one of our receivers, and I kind of knew some of his moves. I was
he was a good coach.
Strong safety. And so I'm one-on-one with one of our receivers, and he throws this out route, and I, took it. I intercepted, this great, I'm not saying he's not great, but it was the great previous quarterback. What's that guy's name? I'm blanking on his name.
Top end, previous head coach of South Carolina. He was the head coach there. That's back when we were friends with them. They loved him. Joseph Land Trucking Company down Lake Wales.
Was it Jerry Glanville?
No.
Hold on, I'll find it.
They knew him. They gave big money to South Carolina, so they knew the guy.
Joe Morrison.
That's it.
I just could not come up with his name.
Yeah.
Anyway, I picked off a pass from Joe Morrison during camp. He threw this little out route, and I picked it.
How did he react to that?
He made me do it again.
Did you pick it off again?
No, he threw it deep, but it missed the receiver.
Good.
And I mean, the receiver had me beat. He had a lot.
What were
more
you playing, linebacker or corner? What
I was playing. I was a strong safety, but the guy I was covering was on my team from Columbus, Georgia. We were at Kendrick High School, and So I knew this receiver well, right? So that was part of it. I was reading him, and he kind of lazily did that out, and I bid on it. I picked the pass off.
That's pretty cool, man. That'd be like intercepting a pass with Alabama from Saban.
Are you ever going to hear about it other than from me? No. Nobody cares.
I think your picture's in the Hall of Fame up there.
Yeah,
I really do.
Anyway, it was kind of comical for me because I didn't have the talent of
I've got an article
half of
here.
those people that were there. But
it was on Coach Day's wife. I don't know if I should do it with you guys or wait and do it with the two Buckeye boys tomorrow, because they're going to, defend the Buckeye image and fans. So I'll do it with them tomorrow to be fair and balanced, and then we'll the next day I'll do it with some people that don't like Ohio State. But it was brutal. It was some bad stuff now, seriously.
About what?
The way they treated his family.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine.
Terrible. Nobody should be treated that way.
People got to remember it's a football game.
Yeah. And we know the defensive coordinator just left and went to Penn State.
Yeah.
He's going to be the richest defensive coordinator in history. 3.1. Loyalty counts. Yeah, loyalty to your paycheck. $3.1 million, 3-year deal. I don't blame him. That's $9.3 million. I don't blame him. Pretty good job for being an assistant coach and defensive coordinator. He didn't like the way, I think, something Day did during one of the games or something. But anyway, you can't handle it.
I wonder what Sunseri's getting from Florida.
Nah, he's not getting $3.1 million. He might be getting $300,000, which would be good. All right, listen, if you want to go bet money right now, today, online, bet now, FanDuel, and you can bet on this stuff today. And I don't understand some of the stuff, but you can win some money. Now, Clemson over is 9.5, and the betting on that's plus 125.6. Now, what the plus and minus stuff, that Brian knows that stuff, I don't. But if you know what you're doing, you might can make some money right now. Florida Gators, 6.5. The bet on that's minus 138. 6.5. Florida's going to win more than 6.5 games. Iowa State, 7.5. The betting on that's plus 108. Do you want the plus and minus 108 and all this? Brian explained to me one time. I can't remember what it said.
He's explained it several times, and I still don't understand
it. Yeah. Indiana, you can go bet on them right now is the day.
That's who I want to bet on.
Indiana. 8.5. If you'd have bet on them last year, you'd have made some money.
Maybe you're right. Yeah.
8.5 on the betting on that is 150, minus 150. Now LSU, Jeff, you need to listen to this. LSU, 8.5. The bet on that's minus 102. Do you have any idea what that means? I don't either.
I don't gamble.
I don't either. I don't know. Brian knows. Why does he know so much about gambling?
If I ever figure that, because he's a gambler. If I ever figure that out, though, I'll get addicted to gambling. So.
Well, let's forget the gambling. Right now, Chad Mitchell, record the show. Clemson, 9.5. Over or under on Clemson? They open up LSU at home.
I say
9.5.
Yeah, Dabo's got a pretty good team.
You go over?
I would too.
Just because of his history
and his schedule.
Yeah. I'd go over too. I think
he might beat LSU.
Florida's 6.5. I'd definitely go over. With that quarterback, they got even with the schedule.
I think Florida's going to be way better week.
What about LSU 11.5? I mean 8.5. LSU, and he said he's got a championship roster. I'd go over.
The problem's not the championship roster. The problem's the play calling and choking during the clutch.
Let's get him on the phone.
Get him on the phone.
I'm going to go LSU's over. You going over or under on LSU 8.5? Over or under?
Under.
God, thank you, Chad. All right, Chad, real quick, what's the best way to get up with you?
Call Orthopedic Associates, 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com.
The guy has magical hands. Magical hands. He can operate the old-fashioned way. People come from everywhere to be operating him. Or he can use the robot. He can do it by robotic. The guy's incredible what he can do. Pat, if you want your yard to look beautiful, just absolutely gorgeous, call Patrick. Patrick, what's the best way to get up with you?
Give us a call on our local number, 850-890-5820.
Leave it right here all day. We'll be back tomorrow. Can't wait to get the Buckeye boys going. We're going to rag them hard tomorrow. Wildcat, we had a great time down at Local 115.
That was
the
fun.
Grand
We're
Opening.
going back.
We're going back.
Yeah.
Kyle, thank you. We had a great time down there visiting with you guys. It was incredible. Ryan Mulvey later today, Dave and the Underdogs. We'll just leave it right here on 104.3 ESPN all day long. We are the home of the Auburn Tigers. We are out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
But Shazam was an app that told you what the music was that was playing.
I know Gomer Powell used to say Shazam.
Gomer Powell, boy.
Shazam.
Yes, sir.